Hello and welcome back to Heart of the Holte. Today we're going to discuss the 5 things that us the fans and Aston Villa Football Club have to do in order to get promoted. First of all, probably one of the most important things is to bring the average age of the squad down. We've got a lot of aging players. Mile Jednak, Glenn Whelan, just to name a few, Alan Hutton, all very old players that were brought in. They're seasoned vets, and were brought in to do a job at the time. Time to move these players on. The way that Dean Smith plays his football, we need younger, hungrier, more energetic players who can get about the pitch more younger and impressionable minds as well, willing to be coached. And play the Dean Smith way, the Aston Villa way. So offloading several of the heavy earners and certainly people who are coming to the twilight days of their career, such as Mile Jednak, as I say, Glenn Whelan, even El Mohammadi, someone like that. All these players coming out of contract at the end of the summer need to try and get these offloaded as soon as possible. Number 2, very important, again ties into the first one, is that we've got to commit to a system and play that regardless. So the players that we've got are used to playing the Dean Smith way of football. Committing to a system, we've got to get the players used to playing the Dean Smith way. We sort of had the first few games where they were getting used to it. Then we saw some great results like Derby, Middlesbrough, games like that, where we really started to believe that the players were actually, buying into the system. Turns out, with recent results, they haven't really gone our way. So we're going to have to try and get players that are obviously, hopefully, going to be at the club next year, get used to playing them the Aston Villa way. A lot of people recently been criticising recalling Andre Green. While I don't think he'll really be involved with us that much this season, we've got 4 wingers who are going to be out of contract or returning to the loan players at the end of the season, so it makes sense to have people in and around the squad who are going to feature heavily next year, getting used to playing the Dean Smith way in the system. Point number 3, involve and invest in youth players. Now, this is something that Villa fans love to romanticise. Obviously, we've got Jack Grealish, who is injured at the minute. One of our better players in the squad came through our academy. Our academy's produced so many wonderfully talented players that we've sold off in the past, and we've got a good crop of youngsters right now at the minute. Obviously, a lot of fans calling for Callum O'Hare. He's had interest, for a short-term loan deal to the end of the season, which I don't think is a bad thing. But involving these youth players, again, tying into the first point, bringing the squad age down, a more energetic Aston Villa playing the way that Dean Smith wants us to play. It's the future. We've got to get these kids involved. Andre Green's come back, as I said. Hepburn Murphy's gone out to play football. O'Hare's potentially going out as well. These are very important things for these young lads. Important to get game time, because at the minute it doesn't really look like they're going to be involved that much in the squad and haven't really set the world on fire when they have been given the chance. So it's important that they're getting minutes in, so next season we can involve these young lads, they can play a lot and hopefully buy into the Dean Smith philosophy. Point number 4, we've got to operate within our limits. Obviously we know FFP is haunting us over our shoulder, despite Christian Purslow being completely confident that we'll pass it. We've got to operate with what we've got, and as I say, tying into point number 3, using youth players will allow us to do that. Selling on some of the older players to make some profit, hopefully will help us get in a much healthier position. And when you're looking at obviously the likes of Scott Hogan, who I do rate, but it hasn't really worked out for the club, does it make sense to get him sort of involved in the squad, get a few goals under his belt, try and sell him at the end of the season, replace him with Rashawn Hepburn Murphy, who's obviously gone out on loan for next season? It does make sense if we can make money cutting our losses on players like him, maybe even Codger, when there was talk of him leaving a few days ago to Nice. We've got to offload some players just to make sure that we're in a bit of a healthier position. Obviously not knowing the intricacies, the ins and outs of FFP. We've already spent a lot. We've gone out and spent another 7 million on Kalinic, so it's important that we abide by these rules, because it's only going to harm us next season with possible points reductions or fines. And finally, point number 5, something that we've all got to do: back the lads to the hill. Since Dean Smith came in, the support has been fantastic, but it's completely fair to say that the atmosphere's just been completely flat and somewhat toxic even sometimes. So it's important that we all get behind the lads, rally them, back them all the way, because Dean Smith's still hoping that we can make the playoffs by the end of the season. It would be an incredible achievement if we could, and it wouldn't be possible without the support of the fans. Attendances have gone up by about 3,000 to 5,000, depending on whether it's a midweek game or a weekend game at home, which is amazing to see. There's no reason, absolutely no reason why we can't sell out. Get everyone behind the lads, get Villa Park rocking, singing for the full 90 minutes, and there's no reason why this team can't achieve anything without our support. So there we have it. That is my 5 ways to get Aston Villa promoted and out of the Championship. Let us know what you guys think. Is a promotion challenge on? Dean Smith seems confident we can still get to the playoffs with this crop of players, and it would be a fantastic achievement if we could. As I say, guys, we need to back the lads all the way to the hill. If you can get down to Villa Park, make sure you're down there. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, comment your thoughts below, as we said, on these 5 reasons why we can hopefully get Aston Villa promoted, and subscribe for more. We've recently passed 800 subscribers, which is a fantastic achievement. Hopefully going to aim for that 1,000 mark by the end of the season. Also, thank you very much for the support that we've received on Dan Horton's song, Chester Skank. It's reached over 1,000 views, which is absolutely amazing. He's over the moon about it. I am too, after editing the video as well. So thank you guys for your support, and up the Villa.
Slide 500 more just to be the man that walked 1,000